Once upon a time, there was a man named Fat Dan. He was a very large male, standing at 7 feet tall and weighing over 400 pounds. Fat Dan was a gentle giant who enjoyed spending most of his time playing video games and watching movies. However, he was frequently bullied and trolled online by a group of anonymous individuals who would taunt him about his weight and appearance. One day, Fat Dan had enough. He decided to take matters into his own hands and find out who his trolls were. He spent countless hours researching and tracing their online footprints until he finally discovered their location in a small town in the countryside. Determined to confront his trolls face to face, Fat Dan packed his bags and made his way to the town. The locals were immediately frightened by his imposing size and appearance, but Fat Dan had only one thing on his mind: to find his tormentors and make them pay for what they had done to him. As he prowled the dark, empty streets of the town, Fat Dan noticed that someone was following him. He quickened his pace, but the footsteps only grew closer. Suddenly, a figure emerged from the shadows and lunged at him with a knife. Without hesitation, Fat Dan used his immense strength to overpower the attacker and pin him to the ground. It was one of his trolls. Fat Dan felt a surge of anger and hatred rise within him as he realized that this was the person who had made his life a living hell. The troll begged for mercy, but Fat Dan was relentless. He dragged the troll back to his lair and locked him up in a cage. Over the next few days, Fat Dan hunted down the rest of his trolls one by one, capturing and imprisoning them in his lair. The town was never the same again. Rumors spread of a giant man who had gone mad and was kidnapping people in the night. But Fat Dan didn't care. He had finally found a way to get back at his trolls, and nothing would stand in his way.